Kia ora koutou te whare. Just quickly before I hand it over to our succession, our taitamariki, just want to mihi to the last presentation in the taonga pūtangi, ka ware, rohe, and good timing from your karawa, good tohu, so just a mihi to that.
Morena tātou. Firstly, I would like to mihi to the Hōkainga for hosting us here and to Wai Māori for organising this awesome event for us. Ko manaia te maunga, ko whangarei te ringa parawa, te moana, ko takihiwai te marae, ko rangiora te wharehui, ko Patuharakeke te hapu. There's 5 parts to our kōrero. Firstly, we would like to talk about our role as kaitiaki-tanga to look after te taiao and building capability across our generations for the succession of our kaitiaki-tanga. The tools and methods about what kaitiaki-tanga looks like for us and the tools that support us. Ngā wānanga, I'll talk about 2 examples of intergenerational engagement in our rohe through 2 wānanga that we've had. Tere tohora karangatangata is another example of taitamariki engagement in our rohe, and Dave will talk about Kauri and Parawa, the relationship of mountains to sea in our rohe. Just a little bit of background. Patuharakeke rohe is or Takihiwai Marae on the left picture is sort of our base for our community, and it's just south, our rohe is just south of Whangarei Harbour. So on the right picture you'll see Whangarei Harbour, and the orange is sort of our rohe.
Kia ora whānau. My pepe has the same as Alyssa, so I'm not going to go over that. I'm just going to go straight into it. So we exercise our kaitiaki-tanga within our rohe of Patuharakeke. Te Pou Taiao or Patuharakeke is one of the 6 pou that uphold Patuharakeke Te Iwi Trust and pertains to all environmental matters within our rohe. Our roles and responsibilities as kaitiaki vary. On one side we have the taiao conservation, but on the other side we have the tuakana-teina relationships. And with this we aim to create a space where tuakana-teina relationships can form, and we get to know our taitamariki on a one-on-one. We get to know what their aspirations are, what they're interested in. We get to share experiences with them, teach them our mātauranga Māori, and we get to learn alongside them and facilitate them in their reconnection to te taiao. Through forming these tuakana-teina relationships, we get to see what succession might look like within our own hapu. We can identify their strengths and their passions as well, and we can also see who might need extra assistance or who might need extra kōrero to get them to where they want to be or to help them reach their goals. So with succession in mind, it's important to introduce them to some of the tools that we use as kaitiaki and give them an opportunity to experience the mahi that we do out in the field. These are just some examples of some of the tools that we use, which we'll go into more detail in, but yeah, it's kind of just introducing them to a lot of these tools and a lot of the kaupapa that we do and a lot of the kaupapa that we're working on at the moment.
So building capacity and capability is a core focus of our Taiao unit, and by the sounds of it, a lot of people in this room. So for us, that looks like capacity looks like involvement and growing our team of kaitiaki and capability looks like education, learning, and hands-on mahi. And it's just all part of sort of our succession as well. So ngā wānanga, two wānanga we've had recently as examples of building our capability and capacity. It's an opportunity for our older taitamariki in the rohe to engage in taiao kaupapa and explore other post-high school career opportunities. So they were sort of, the wānanga were for older taitamariki who were in their last years of high school at the local school, Bream Bay College mostly. And as Hollie was saying, they sort of had a tuakana-teina and intergenerational approach to share the tikanga and mātauranga of Patuharakeke from kaumātua to taitamariki and kaimahi. The two that we've had are wānanga hou and wānanga matariki. And they're centred in our rohe, Pukekohe Dam and the surrounding areas. And they're ultimately to engage with the interests of our taitamariki and their aspirations. Wānanga hou was in October last year, and it was sort of wānanga hou because it was a new approach to the wānanga that we've had in our rohe before, and it was to bring in the older taitamariki and run a range of activities relating to Te Taiao and also not specifically, to just see where their interests lie, see where they engaged and where they didn't. Some of the things we did were handmade mullet nets. This is a LiDAR technology trolley, and it was for archaeological evidence in Midden out on Merebank. This is, we did a hikoi up to Rangiora Pa and Pukekohe Dam, and we have beautiful kauri up there, so this is our kauri ora. We did water testing and E. coli and with the niwa schmack kits. We had some awesome kōrero back at Takahiwai Marae, and we also had lots of fun. And so I just want to come back to the kōrero. We sort of had prompts and post-it notes that could have been anonymous or not, open to just putting their thoughts out there. And one of the questions was inspired by a presentation from this conference last year, and it was, if the tuna could speak, what would they say? And so we had this question, and we had a variation of this question: if you were a tuna in Pukekohe Dam, what would you say? And very similar, but we had quite different results. So when I asked, if you were a tuna in Pukekohe Dam, what would you say? We sort of had, in the moment, I can smell people's feet, splash, splash, it's just sort of silly, funny responses at the time. And then when we asked if the tuna could speak, what would they say? We saw there's this kaitiaki instinct come through, and they were saying, please protect my home, don't feed me rubbish. And it was really beautiful to see that they were very aware that we needed to sort of look after this space. We also, at the last one, I did some harakeke planting and was able to see little inanga eggs right on the awa where we were planting. And then the second wānanga, similar, tuakana-teina, fostering kaitiaki. We did CHIs with survey 1, 2, 3, so cultural health indexes, looking at bird counts and the Māori. We learnt taiaha maurako at Hihiawa Cultural Centre, made nguru nose flutes with clay. We had a kōrero from at Planetarium North, and we observed matariki very early hours of the morning, roasted marshmallows, and we were able to see the constellation out just next to our moanga. It was awesome. And finally, the matariki wānanga sort of started this new idea vision board, where it's like a baseline of our taiao at the moment. We sort of had Polaroid cameras going around and allowing them to just take pictures of what they thought were important, and then we put it together on a vision board, and when we have successive wānanga, we'll be able to come back to see how it was and what we're taking pictures of in the future. And this is sort of the final result that we ended up with. Cool.
So exploring our marine whakapapa, why is it important? So whangarei te ringa parawa is a historical name for the Whangarei Harbour, and it translates to the gathering place of whales. And here's a photo of it here. This is a photo of the harbour. We're kind of to the left of this photo. You can't really see. We have a refinery. I'm kind of glad it's not in this photo. But this is important to me personally because I grew up here. I grew up in and around Whangarei te ringa parawa, knowing that it was historically a gathering place of whales, but I'd never seen any whales there before. So the wānanga that we held was a good opportunity for us to get some kids that are really interested in marine life or marine biology or anything like that to come out on one of our research projects that we have with us, which is called Tere Tohora Ka Rangatangata, and it translates to The Whale's Journey is the Calling of the People. This is a photo of some false killer whales that we saw in Arohe with Tauranga and Sail Rock in the background. This is a joint research project with Niwa and Vara Ocean Research, which aims to empower kaitiaki and implement marine mammal monitoring methods and gain understanding of how our local populations utilise our arohe moana. So through this research kaupapa, we've been able to get some of our taitamariki on board on the vessel with us and implement some of the tools that we've learnt from the relationship that we've built. So here we have tiro tiro, we have observing, we have some of our taitamariki in the middle there, and they're looking out for any marine mammals that they can see. These are some of the ones that we saw. There's a Northport in the background there. This is like the, this is the entrance to our harbour, and this is how close some of our tonga come into our harbour. And so we're really getting them to look out for these, but at the same time as the observational thing, we have whakarunga mai, we have listening, and through this we use a hydrophone. We have a little photo on the right there of some of our tamariki using the hydrophone, and they get really into it. Like, they are really receptive. The first time that they came out with us, they were really nervous, and then the second time they were just away. They knew what they were doing, and they kind of almost didn't even need us there. But to pull that kaupapa back into the why, our harbour's a real big hotspot for strandings for these tonga species, which we are the first responders to. So to be able to see them out there and to be able to experience that with our taitamariki is really special. And yeah, I'll leave it there. I'll hand it over.
Oh, ka pai. So I guess this whole presentation is just around our taitamariki, our succession, and it sort of really connects with the theme of our wānanga over the last couple of days. So I just want to mihi to our kōrero. You see a lot of technology coming through there, kōrero, and we've got to balance that out with our mātauranga, our customary tikanga and practices, and so that's a pretty awesome journey for our kōrero to share that with our taitamariki in all of these different spaces. For me, there's the te manu taupunga tōra ropu that travels around the motu to tautoko hapu in whale cleansing, whale harvesting for stranded tōra. But for us, Puki Kauri is behind our marae, so that's our rangatira rākau. They don't have signs of it yet, but there's a pathogen impacting on kauri around the motu. And so what does that mean for us? It just heightens our responsibility to make sure they don't get impacted by that pathogen. And so Puki kauri, our rangatira rākau behind our marae, all of our kids are learning about these things, biosecurity, and how to look after them. There's a whakapapa between the kauri and the tohora, or the parawa in particular, and there's a kōrero that our tohunga are looking into around the concept of them being twins. And so I've a set of twins nephews, and when one of them's drinking, the other one gets the gout. And so it's like, okay, there's a little bit of something going on there with our whakapapa. And so he rings the fella up, stop drinking. But just that analogy is just around a similar sort of kaupapa that our tohunga are looking into around the whakapapa between the kauri and the whakapapa with the whakapapa of the parawa. So that tōra there we named Tahu Pōtaki. He died on our Pipi Bank right at the time of the Northport hearing. So that was a huge tohu for us, similar to the tohu for the Whanaunga's Olympic. So, you know, all of our te ao Māori world and all our wairua and our Māori and our karakia is all part of this, of our being, our tikanga. And to try and place that into MPS for freshwater management and policies and hearings, you know, is a challenge. Not for us, but for the Pākehās. So I just wanted to just sort of try and bring all of that kōrero into this quick image because I can see we're running out of time, but don't give us the old thing there, brother, otherwise I'll call you matua. So yes, the whakapapa between the kauri and the tōra and what our kids are learning through ki uta ki tai, kaimahi, wānanga, just balances those two views, the Western worldview, the science worldview, and our tikanga and mātauranga. So we're still developing in that space, as we all are. The kōrero is very similar, so it's really awesome to hear and be a part of this space. And so just to tie it back to the kaupapa here, Waimareparepa, aroa mai, creating tomorrow for our mokopuna. You know, I hope you sort of got to get a bit of a glimpse on we're trying to achieve that through our kōrero here and to their taitamariki. And I might grab that picture of Ricky's, actually. That's a better one with their waka, so it fits with my waka theme instead of that raindrop. But these are just glimpses of what our girls have been talking about, some of the mahi that they've been doing and bringing our schools and taitamariki through. Just want to mihi to everybody and just tautoko Alyssa, being able to start us off today, and mihi to the haukainga, mihi to the organisers, and mihi to us all. And I'll just finish with, hopefully it's going to work. What are we looking at there, Chief, over the back there? Is there a video there? Yep.
Te pau, te toko I whenuku, te toko I wherangi, toki atu kia. Ko te mumu, ko te awha, ko te mumu, ko te awha, ko te mani kai o ta kere pana ka rau I ronga ka rau I raro ka whai tā more. Ka whai tā more I raro. Tēnā ko te pau. Tēnā ko te pau o rongo Māori ora ka ora Te pau, te toko I whenuku, te toko I wherangi, toki atu kia. Ko te mumu, ko te awha, ko te mumu, ko te awha, ko te mani kai o tā kere pana ka rau I ronga ka rau I raro ka whai tā more I ronga Tēnā ko te pau, orongo, norongo, Māori, ora, ka ora e.
Kia kaha i te whānau. We're looking really awesome across the motu for te mano o te wai. Let's take it next year. Freshwater plans, our Northern Regional Council plans out. Have a good look at that. Just mihi to our whānau who are a part of that, but kia kaha koutou.